Hi everyone, welcome to the Iron Circus Geek Show. Spike is sick this week, and me and Amanda are just taking the show on our own. I'm Kel. Iron Circus Geek Show.
Oops,
Spike
oops.
is sick this
I
week,
have the video open, so it's doubling up. Okay, continue. Oops.
I'm Kel. Amanda, it's your turn to introduce yourself.
Sorry, the video doubled up. I'm Amanda, and we have a
And
special
we have a
guest.
special guest this week.
Hello, I'm BREE.
Bree drew so many cars,
So
and
many
that's
cars.
horrible.
Not just
Bree, why
cars. No, no,
would
no.
you do that to yourself?
No. Not just cars. Cars in motion, cars from multiple angles, cars crashing, the undercarriage of cars, cars cut in half. Yes, Bree, explain why you suffer on purpose.
Ah, God, well, you see, it all started when I was a small child, and I watched Live Free or Die Hard, and I made a completely un, un inconceivable piece of fan art, and I just thought it was the funniest thing that John McClane would solve pretty much every problem in that movie by throwing a car at it. And so I have a picture that I drew in high school of a cartoon John McClane screaming,
I
holding a wrecked car
did
on
not
top of a
know that that
mountain.
was the plot of the second Die Hard movie. I've only seen the first
It's
Die Hard
I
movie.
think it's the fourth one. I will also
Okay.
say the other important thing, it's like the fourth Die Hard movie, and up to that point, it was the only Die Hard movie I'd ever seen. It was just an action movie that had come out like when I was in high school. And so I was like, oh, it's an action movie, whatever. And for whatever reason, I will happily link to this piece of art because I have it floating around here somewhere. But anyways, that's really where it started. Is this John McClane
Um,
on top of a mountain of wrecked cars, and that has just haunted me ever since.
uh, that's still like, why would you do that to yourself and draw so many cars?
Uh,
I mean, if you're gonna make a wacky races, I think, unfortunately.
Um, for reference, everyone, Bree has a book coming out with Iron Circus soon called Hex Americana. And Bree, why don't you give people a quick rundown of what Hex Americana is about?
Sure. So Hex Americana is my queer Southern romance. It's about a boy, Ken, and his new ghost friend, soon to be boyfriend, Dante, who died in a very dramatic car crash racing his rival 20 years prior. The two of them meet after Dante's legend has spread throughout the town. Ken decides to make a pact with Dante. They are going to win the eponymous Hex Americana Grand Prix, helping Dante pass on to the afterlife so that Ken can keep the car. But, oh no, they're gay, and complications arise.
Ain't that always how it gets you?
Good. That's good.
I did flatting, so I got to read a bunch of it ahead of time. It is very cute and very funny, and I was very sad when Fancy Hair lost his fancy hair.
Oh, yeah, spoilers.
Look, no one's gonna remember this.
People don't know who Fancy Hair is, so
Fancy Hair, who is, I love all three of my boys, but Seth is definitely one of my favorite. And can I talk a little bit about where Seth's fancy boy hair came from?
Yes, you may.
tell us. We demand it.
So do you remember The Legend of Korra,
Yeah,
season one?
yes.
Do you
Okay,
remember
yeah.
Tano?
Yes.
There we go. That's him. That's my boy. I have a whole little sheet of different anime hairstyles that I wanted to give this kid because I really wanted some kind of like anime prince vibe. Like I actually have one that was like directly based off of Dylan Dao from Vision of Escaflowne, which was like one of the first
Yeah.
movies I ever watched as a kid. And I was looking through all these and I was like looking at shapes and I was like, oh, Tano, yes, of course. This is him. This
A
is the look.
pedigree of fancy boy hair.
Fancy shit-eating grin prince, ready to get his shit clocked. Ready. Perfect boy.
Good. Excellent.
Good, good.
Sorry, I'm doing a thing. Don't mind me. It's very important. It will enrich the show, I'm sure.
I keep getting this Twitter ad that is jeans for 90-degree weather. And the comments are excellent.
Yeah.
Like one person wrote, "You spelt shorts wrong." And another person, "Why would I go outside if it's 90 degrees?"
I mean,
And
sometimes you have to work outside.
um and then the best comment, "Why would anyone buy anything advertised on Twitter?"
Look, I don't agree with these people and their comments. Sometimes
No, I agree with all of their comments.
No. Sometimes it's 90 degrees outside and you have to go outside and you have to do work. That involves lots of like physical movement. You need to protect your legs from the brambles and the rocks.
So what's special about these jeans then?
Yeah.
Are they
Why are they
They're secretly not jeans.
I see.
Because they're not actually made out of the material that jeans are made out of. They're just fabric that looks like jeans.
So they're like jeggings.
Yeah, basically.
Except not jeggings, because I would not wear jeggings in hot weather.
Oh, I was really hoping that they would have like open compartments or something, so that they would be like basically like assless chaps with like see-through panels.
You know, I bet you could put little breathable mesh like vents into some jeans.
Yes, exactly.
Just some little, those little, remember, I say remember, like it was 1,000 years ago, but the face mask with the little circular vents. Just put those little circular vents on someone's jeans. It'll look like an Evangelion plug suit, but denim. Oh no, now I want to draw.
Suit that's denim.
Now I want to draw a denim plug suit. No.
Just give Asuka her little cowboy hat.
Oh, it would go well with my drawing of Big Tex in that one Evangelion scene where Ava Unit 1 eats the angel.
I have not seen this. I have. Oh my god.
Don't worry. Don't worry about it.
Okay, because our friend Caitlin had told me about Big Tex.
Oh yeah.
So I've heard tales. I don't know if you've heard about this, but Kentucky actually has kind of a version of Big Tex.
Gasp.
So we have this guy, Freddie Farm Bureau. So he's not as big as Big Tex, I think. But the big difference is he talks. He talks to people at every county fair. There is this like 12-foot tall giant man that is part of it's like Kentucky Farm Bureau insurance. But Freddie Farm Bureau has been there for like over like 40 years plus easily. And he will just talk to everybody and anyone that comes near.
Oh, so it's like a thing with a speaker?
Yeah. Like there's,
I can honestly say Big Tex don't talk.
Mm-hmm. Like Big Tex is big and silent and apparently very combustible.
Yeah. Oh, yes, very combustible. Well, yeah. Wasn't it arson the first time? I don't remember.
Was it? I don't know the story. I just seen the pictures, which are terrifying.
Also, I improved the stream. There's now a tombstone that says Spike is sick, ripping pepperonis and Comic Sans,
Perfect.
For the brand.
That is the perfect thing.
I am so hot. I mean, luckily today is the first day I've been hot since I came to Chicago. Like, if I were in Texas still, I would have been dead a month ago from melting.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm very lucky. I've got a nice little basement office / bedroom. But below ground has been a very good way for me to escape even like the modest Portland heat.
God, I went out and bought a one of those portable window AC units, and I hooked it up. But it's huge and it's heavy, so to get it all set up, I had to expend tons of energy. So by the time it was set up and ready to blow cold air, I was dripping with sweat. So it was just like, please hit me. And then I just sort of stood in front of it for like 30 minutes.
I've been going to the gym every morning, and I'm so fucking sweaty.
No, thank
Just
you.
so sweaty all the time. Um, Oddly enough, I feel like the place I sweat the most are my legs, and I'm used to it being my back, but and now I guess my legs have decided they must be the sweatiest.
Sweating is a curse.
Yeah.
It truly is. Oh God.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. However, my mom did buy me a few weeks ago. My mom got me one of those stationary folding exercise bikes because I want to exercise, but I don't want to go outside. Um, and I've made a rule where I can't watch any of my anime unless I ride the bike. And I've been watching a lot of anime and riding a lot of bike.
Oh hell yeah. What anime are you watching?
I just finished. Well, not finished. There's one episode coming out, but Gundam Witch from Mercury. I've been keeping up with that.
Oh yes, I am. I think I'm like 2 episodes behind, but my nesting partner and we've been watching that, and this is both of our. This is our first Gundam, both of us.
Oh yes. I will say, I feel like it's pulling some punches, but it still is a Gundam.
Mm.
It's still very much a Gundam. I also just finished Bochi the Rock. Fucking hilarious. Very cute, but very funny.
Well, I've seen a couple of clips of that. That also looked very cool.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I kind of shy away from shows that are like cute girls doing cute things because like while I do like cute girls, like it's very frequently I'm like, oh, this is clearly not for me. This is for a dude probably who wants to imagine that all these girls are his girlfriend or something. Isn't it cute watching them do cute things? I don't like to like spectate cute girls just being cute, so I was very hesitant. But no, it is fucking funny. Like these girls like at least 2 of them have very genuine anxiety problems.
I was gonna say, like, my understanding of the show is that it's K-On, but everyone is anxious as shit.
Yeah, it's like, hi, it's your typical cute girls doing cute things, except everyone's been diagnosed with some kind of personality disorder or has some kind of executive dysfunction. Hooray! It's extremely funny. Like the main character is a shut-in in a very believable way. Like the first time she has friends over, she decorates her apartment like it's a party. And like puts flyers and stuff up and it's like, oh, this isn't a special occasion. We're just hanging out. That's a normal. It's very good.
Oh no.
It's very good. I hope there's a season 2.
Oh good.
Sorry, the fan air. I turned the AC off so that, the sound doesn't overwhelm our audio, but now I'm getting warm. But then the fan hits me and I'm like, I am still exhausted from ALA weekend.
What? Tell us about ALA.
It's the American Library Association annual, and this year it was in Chicago, and it's a trade show for like librarians and educators where publishers all come and like are basically like, these are the books we're putting out. Please order them for your library or function or book club or what have you. You give away a lot of free books and catalogs and stuff. And ideally, Spike's, I think, in a previous episode, gone all over this. But this is how Amanda explains it, which will be faster and worse.
Yeah.
Basically, you give out a bunch of free stuff. You give out flyers. You do promo, and then later in the year, a library puts in $1,000 orders, and it's all worth it. Things like that. And it's just not just librarians. Like some of the people we were talking to run like collectives where they like at least a few of the organizations were ones that like collect books of a certain theme and use it in their programs. Like what was one of them? Oh, one of them was specifically a science fiction based publication that was like, we are desperate, give us whatever science fiction graphic novels you have, please. And it's different from like a convention because again, you're not, unless you're in the artist alley, they do have a little artist alley, you're not selling things. You're giving away like free books to people who will hopefully put in orders. You're passing out catalogs. Oh man, the show itself was very fun, but it was very exhausting because you don't sit behind a booth. You just some people had chairs, but generally you stand the whole time.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No. Is this like a 3-day convention?
It was technically from the 22nd to the 27th, but we
That
were only
oh,
there Friday through Sunday.
okay, so but like look, I mean, I'm getting my sea legs, so to speak, since I haven't been doing conventions in a while, but like I already am exhausted doing any convention for 3 days if I can sit.
Well,
I
the
don't know how to get
problem
on.
is also because comic conventions keep making their hours longer and longer.
Yeah.
Like,
I will say, Bree, as an artist and creator, if you ever get invited to do an ALA thing by Iron Circus or any other publisher, you will not have to experience this. You as a creator will probably just get flown in, you will show up to a specific signing hour, you'll sign books or you'll go to panels, and then you can bounce. My experience was I was there basically as one of the representatives of Iron Circus, so I had to be there from open to close. Okay, basically from my side of the, and hopefully I'll be on the other side next year when my book comes out. Flexing, tired, sweaty. But yeah, from the other side, as like the representative who's like, trying to court all the librarians, so basically what you do is you stand at the booth. This year we were collecting leads, which means the show provided us with like an app that let us like scan QR codes on people's badges, and it would collect like their information, like where do you work, what kind of some people could even say what kind of work are you here for, what is the organization you're representing. So we would be scanning their codes, explaining all of our books, and it's different how you do it at a comic convention. At a comic convention, like when I'm selling books, you kind of ask like, hey, what are you into? Do you like magical girls? Do you like drama? And then you can pick a book and just start explaining it, and you're talking to them like fans of stuff. But when you're presenting all the books at the show, you're like, my standard go-to statement was, hi, we're Iron Circus Comics, largest graphic novel publisher out of the Midwest. We cover ages middle grade to adult. That's really important to say right off the bat. Like, you need to lead with your age ranges because the librarians sometimes are all handling different programs. So letting them know immediately, we don't have anything for pre-K. We'll tell some to like, oh, okay, bye.
Mm-hmm. I see. Yeah. That is interesting.
It's also really weird because it's basically a show aimed at librarians. So in our little area, we were basically kind of surrounded by other graphic novel publishers or adjacent publishers. You go further in another direction, you get the traditional kids book publishers. You go in another direction, you get like just general publishers. You go further in the other direction, you get things like people selling fancy drop boxes for libraries, people selling fancy and really weird equipment for children to play on in libraries. You get like technology stuff, all these like organizational systems.
or are people selling like furniture that's specifically for libraries? Yeah.
Me and Spike walked by this one booth, and there's a cute little chair, and Spike sat in it, and it made that noise where I was like, Spike, this is clearly a chair for a child. You know the noise. It was like, no, Spike, quick, get up. This is for a child. I know the sound of structural failure in a tiny child's chair. It's like, quickly, abort. Drop the ballast. I'm sorry. Bad jokes. I'm sorry. But yeah, no, it's really interesting. We had artists come to sign. We had Ryan Estrada and Jesse Sharon come do signings. We flew them in for that. Their books got gobbled up by people who wanted them. It's really interesting. So we were going up when they're doing their signings. I made a little sign and I was announcing, and you'd have people like kind of like walk up and like, what is it? And you're just sort of explaining, and some people just quietly go, huh, and walk away. And then some people like, oh, cool, and they just duck into the line as fast as they can. It was really cute. There was a little kid there. And our policy, I don't know everyone's policy, but at our booth, our policy, if a kid shows an interest in a kid age book, just let them have it. Just give them the book. And this kid walked up. It's like, what's this line for? And so I was like, oh, it's for a cult. It was specifically for a cultid. It's about a girl who grew up in a cult. It's like, huh. I don't know what a cult is. I'm like, oh no. And I basically in my explain it like I'm 5. What is a cult? And it's like, I don't even remember what I said. And she's like, I see. She just sounded so very matter of fact. She was like, I see. And then she got in line very patiently. And I was like, okay, I guess. All right. That's adorable.
This tiny child, you've birthed an interest in them, and now they'll dedicate their life to studying cults.
I mean, to be fair, the book was written with the intention of, one, it's meant to be entertaining, but it was also, as I understand it, written to sort of help younger readers go, oh, I know how to recognize a cult now. So perhaps this child will be the one who goes, I think my friend's in a cult. Perhaps I should intervene. I have given her the power and the knowledge. Though, Kel, did I tell you about the party the bad party?
No.
So, and again, I'm not trying to throw shade, but this is just genuinely what happened. I don't know who organized it, but it was a lot. So Saturday night, and let me know if I'm dominating the conversation too much.
No, you're fine.
I got a burst of energy from that burrito I ate. So we RSVP'd at this event that I forget who was organizing it, but basically like, hey, there will be drinks, there will be snacks at the Willis Tower, which used to be the Sears Tower. And so we all RSVP'd, and we go after the show on Saturday night. So we have to drive to Willis Tower, which I got lost, so we were a little late doing that. I've never been to the Willis Tower, but it's a tourist attraction, a very big tourist attraction. So you have to get in a line to get your ID scanned. Then you have to go through metal detectors and bag scanners. And then you have to go, I think, through 3 different tiers of elevators, because no elevator goes straight to the top. So you have to go through elevators that take you to the 60s. Then you got to take the 60s to the 99th floor, which is where we were supposed to be. Well, we got in line, and we went through one elevator and then another, and then we were in a line that never moved to get into this party. So we were sitting there, for 20 minutes in line, and I finally was like, I can't do this. This is not worth it for a party. And then as I said that, we found out the reason was the party was over capacity. They were only letting people in as people left.
Oh, my God.
So I was like, all right, I'm out. I'm going to go sit on a chair.
This is like the worst planned party ever.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was just like, you know what? This isn't worth it for a party. If everyone else would like to go in the party, I will sit in a comfortable chair out here in this lobby and stare out at Chicago and try to figure out if I can see my apartment from here. I probably could have. But then everyone was like, no, we'll go too. Though Ryan stayed behind, and I'll tell his story in a second. But as we were leaving, so because it was technically after hours, and certain elevators go to certain floors, and certain floors were closed, certain elevators don't go anywhere. And they don't put signs up telling you that. So we got into this one elevator where the doors opened to let you in, and they'll take you to the floor, but since that floor's closed, they won't let you out.
So you're just stuck in that elevator.
We were stuck in the elevator, and the only and I think everybody there was kind of tired and quietly going, oh, we're stuck. And honestly, if Jessie Sharon wasn't there, we probably would still be in that elevator, because she just immediately went to the emergency thing, was, hi, we're stuck in an elevator. Can you get us out? Because I feel like the rest of us were too tired, and just also we're those...
We'll just live in this elevator now.
Just the mousy artist types who are just like, oh, okay, I guess this is life now. So yeah, then they were like, oh, okay. So they had to activate the elevator to let us out.
Is that why there was no Geek Show last week?
No, that there was no Geek Show last week because we were going. No, that was Thursday. There was no Geek Show last week. Why was there no Geek Show last week? Oh, because we can't. That's right. We canceled it because one of our guests wasn't able to be there.
Oh, okay.
No. I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry. I'm mixing weeks up. Jessie was going to be our guest Thursday, but Jessie's plane was delayed by like 5 hours. That's why there was no Geek Show last week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why there was no geek show.
I mean, I knew why I wasn't there is because I was getting a tattoo.
A badass tattoo.
Ooh, you got any picks?
Yes. Hold on. Do.
Like, so I was mentioning that to some people. Who was it? It was at ALA. We were talking about you, and I was like, "Oh yeah, Kel got a really rad tattoo," and they were like, "Of what?" And I was like, "Everything," because it was like, I don't know how to describe this tattoo. Kel got a tattoo of everything.
Yeah, I
There you
recognize
go.
the BPRD logo at the bottom, but I'm what's the emblem?
Oh, you can't see the whole tattoo. Hold on.
Oh damn.
It is officially getting hot in here again.
Okay,
Here.
so it's the BPRD logo at the bottom.
Do you want me to share it with the
yeah,
stream?
you can. The
Okay.
boomerang is Sokka's boomerang. Sailor Jupiter's transformation wand is at the top. The axe is the Slayer scythe from Buffy, and in the center is the City Watch from Discworld badge.
that's
and the
huge.
flowers are lilacs because that is also a Discworld thing.
Good choice.
Oh wow, this picture is huge. Like, I was about to show like the Watchers, like every hair. Okay, there we go. Here, we'll briefly cover up Spike's memorial.
How disrespectful. We are in mourning right now.
Oh man, I was so freaking tired this last weekend. Kel and BREE, did you see my tweets about the flooding in my hallway?
No, because I don't check Twitter anymore.
Well, I was the one doing pickup for people at ALA. Like, I volunteered to pick people up from the airport because I thought it'd be nice. But Jesse was delayed, and so I left at 10 p.m.-ish. I'm only saying this because it gives a timeline. I left at like 10 p.m.-ish to go to the airport, get Jesse, take her to her hotel, and then go back to my place. So I got back at my place at midnight, and that was the night before our first ALA day. And when I got there, the light fixture in our hallway was leaking water into the hallway. And it was after hours, so there was nobody to call to come and stop it. And the water was slowly leaking into my apartment. So the only solution was to empty these 16-gallon plastic bins I had for storage, and just put them in the hallway to catch the water. But they filled so fast, I had to empty them every 30 minutes. So that's just what I did all night before ALA.
What?
Yeah, until
I hate this.
Yeah, basically they finally came out to fix it after 10 a.m. and I had to pick up Spike at like 11:30. So I didn't sleep. So if you want to know what Friday is like at ALA, could not tell you. Don't remember. It's a blur.
You said there was a Ryan Estrada story to share.
Yeah, he apparently he heard the organizer of that crappy party saying like, I don't know why these people won't leave. They keep getting their drinks and then staying. And it was like, that's what people do at a party. So apparently they expected people to get their drinks and their snack and then go. So it was like, yeah, I'm never doing this again. If I ever see an RSVP for some kind of party, it's like, no.
Well, sometimes parties are well organized.
Here's the thing. I don't like parties. I made an exception, and I regret it.
I just think it's a bummer because I feel like librarians should know how to party.
That's the thing. That's why I made my exception. I'm like, well, this is a librarian party, so they probably know how to party right, and it's a networking opportunity. That seems I want to network and rub elbows with like librarians and educators. Absolutely. So I broke my no party rule, and I was punished swiftly.
Oh.
But ALA altogether was pretty fun. It's really
the best type of after show party are things like when we watch BattleBots in our hotel room.
100%.
BattleBots party was so good.
So good.
I had never seen any BattleBots before then.
Your
I'm
life was
so glad that
changed.
truly it is. Like I every time now, like I
You
honestly,
you now know what your next comic has to be about.
oh my god, as if I've done all the complicated cars. What if I just made even more complicated machines?
Or little goofy ones like a toaster.
Oh, I mean, that is true. I do love goofy little
I mean,
robots.
you did see some of those robots. You saw Ribot.
Oh, I love Ribot. I love Ribot. I love Ripperoni.
Ah,
Like that whole.
Ripperoni. My love.
Oh
I love.
God, I'm just thinking about the dude in the team that had like the little pizza pouch.
Yes, the pizza pouch. I love how everyone like debated the pizza pouch. Like, no, it's part of his shirt. No, it's like around his neck.
And then it turned out it was a piece of pizza that he was saving for victory.
Oh yeah. So for those who have not seen BattleBots, for anybody listening, so in the newest season of BattleBots, there is a team whose robot is named. It's Ripperoni something. It's like a full name, right? Like it's
I
like
think it's just
Ripperoni.
Ripperoni. Now I have to look. Okay, keep talking.
It's just
I'll do the
Ripperoni.
research
Anyway,
necessary.
the theming on this team on the robot is phenomenal. The bot looks like a pizza box with like a giant pizza pie shaped shredder. The whole team is dressed up with like Italian colors. The operator is always wearing like a tall chef hat and a very goofy mustache. And one of those team members did, in fact, have a little pouch attached to his shirt that had a actual slice of pizza. And like when Ripperoni absolutely destroyed the competition, this guy pulled out the slice and ate it as a victory.
It was very good. I'm trying to find a proper picture of Ripperoni. Oh, here we go. I'm just gonna share this picture of Ripperoni with the class real quick. Okay, give me a second. Oh, it's one of those web P5. Dang it.
Ah,
You think I can't save you as a JPEG, but I can. You come into my house and try to stop me from sharing Ripperoni with the class. There we go. Okay, I will. Again, we will desecrate Spike's grave really quickly. This is Ripperoni. Ripperoni's beautiful.
Ribot also is beautiful. Like I was
Ribot's
already
great.
in love with it, and then finding out that they also had like a whole charity behind the bot too for like saving the frogs. I was like, oh god, they need to win. They need to destroy the competition. I
mean,
want Ribot.
Ripperoni did go like Rip. I was like, oh no, is Ripperoni gonna destroy everyone's brackets? Oh my god! And then it didn't. But still, I was like, damn, Ripperoni.
But
I mean, not Ripperoni, Ribot. Ribot
oh,
was.
Ribot, yes.
Yeah, Ribot
I mean, both
was.
of them were terrifying, honestly.
Oh yeah,
like,
Ripperoni was good, but like, there was a moment where I was like, oh my god, Ripbot's going to murder everyone. I didn't expect this, and then it didn't. Oh man, like I was like, oh my god, that frog is mean. Love the mean frog. We started calling in the group I watch BattleBots with. We started like referring to any robot that tosses another into the air as giving non-consensual uppies. That's been my favorite thing, because my favorite robot is any BattleBot that just again flings another one into the air. I'm like, yes, yes, fling it into the sky. It goes. Oh yeah, speaking of magic, we were talking about magical girls earlier. I grabbed a book from Silver Sprocket called I think Of Thunder and Lightning. Very good. Mm-hmm. Very fucking good. I'm actually probably gonna draw some fan art of it. Yeah, a lot of people at shows at ALA, like, because a lot of your books you're trying to give away and you don't want to take anything home. So they were like, oh, you can take our display copies. As Silver Sprocket said, oh, you can have some display copies at the very end. And I was like, what's this one? This cover looks magical girly. And they're like, oh yeah, it is kind of magical girly. I'm like, oh, and they're like, yeah, they're both robots. I'm like, yes. Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking this up right now, and the sticker.
Yes.
Of, like,
they
two
gave
girls,
me a sticker.
Like, eating each other's hearts.
Yes.
Oh God.
They gave me a sticker as a sort of, well, here's a sampler. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, but they are both robots and they fight on the behalf of corporations. I'm like, and also they're the only people who understand each other. And yes, so I ran, basically as soon as it closed, I ran over and I was like, is it still here? Is it mine? And it was, and I read it, and it's extremely good. I'm probably going to draw some fan arts.
I am so in love with this current crop of, I guess I would say, like, messy lesbian genre fiction.
Yeah.
Like, I did this as a piece with, like, the Locked Tomb books, for example, which I am steadily working through Gideon the Ninth. Like, I really love it so far. But, like, even, I mean, you could also say Killing Eve, I would say, falls into that category.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard much about it.
I really like the part in Killing Eve where she kidnaps a baby for the lulz.
Just for some shits and chuckles?
Yeah, like, she has the baby, like, because she murdered someone, and then the baby was there, so she just took the baby, and she's playing with the baby while her, like, handler is giving her details on her next mission, and is not paying attention to what she's supposed to be paying attention to. So then her handler just picks up the baby and puts it in the trash, and then walks back to where they're having lunch. And while the rest of the scene, while they're going over the details of her next mission, you just see in the background someone, like, walk past the trash can, notice there's a baby, like, a crowd gather because there's a baby. Like,
oh my gosh. That's amazing. Kel, is this a show I would like?
There's a lot of murder in it, so
I guess it just depends on the murder.
Yeah. Cause I basically, like, what I took away from it was the people who watched Hannibal and said, I wish they were lesbians instead of gay men. That's who Killing Eve is for. Because it's full of horrific murders.
Okay, then maybe it's not for me. Dang.
Hannibal.
Yeah. Because the plot is that the main criminal lady is, like, an assassin who is super good.
Well, wait, no, she's an assassin. Well,
yeah,
I mean,
she's an
so she's an assassin, and then Eve is the MI6 agent who's trying to catch her.
No, that sounds. It sounds okay. This is a weird, fucking distinction to make. It's serial killers and like I know assassin. It's a distancing thing. Assassins, okay. I can handle.
Oh, okay.
It's serial killers.
The thing is
and like
she kills a lot of people just because she feels like it.
Right. I get. You know what? I should check it out. I can judge for myself because I like some stuff that's about assassins and stuff.
Yeah. The last season you can skip. The last season is not good. Okay. There was, like, one or two things in the last season that I liked, but they were not, like, it was not quality programming that I was there for. And the one thing that was good in the last season is the assassin lady decides to become a devout Christian.
I see.
And there is a part where someone who is helping her convert and then get baptized says something that offends her. So then she just, like, grabs the lady's head and holds her in the baptism water, and almost drowns her in it, but then stops. And then obviously that lady does not want to talk to her. And she's trying to explain to the lady, like, but you don't understand, I didn't kill you, and that means I'm making progress.
See, shit like that is why I want to give it a watch. When I hear shit like that, I do need my biking shows. I had my list of all the things I want to watch, and then it's gone. Now that I'm biking and trying to watch things while I bike, my list is gone.
So I would give Killing Eve a shot.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's funny and it's like very sapphic while horrible murders are going on.
I see.
I do think that
because I like things like Chainsaw Man and Spy Family, and those have murders.
Yeah.
Spy Family? I mean, I haven't read or watched enough of Spy Family just because I was like, oh, it's the one with the cute kid, right? She's like the cute
yeah, the mom's an assassin, so she does do some murders.
There are some murders, yeah.
The mom's an assassin, the dad's a spy, the uncle is a officer for the
He's
state.
part of the secret police. Yeah.
I wasn't sure exactly. I couldn't remember exactly the role he had, but yeah, murders happen.
Got it. There's a dog too, right?
Yeah, the dog is a
the dog can see the future.
Side. Clairvoyant? Is that the word?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, he's clairvoyant.
And it's all in like a sort of vaguely East European setting, right? Like
yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, it's sort of Germany when the Berlin Wall was still up setting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it walks that line of being extremely funny and extremely tense. And also very sweet.
Yeah, I definitely want to give more.
Precognitive. Thank you, Kristen.
Looks very cute. I mean, everybody loves Anya. She's so cute.
She's adorable. She's also, my favorite thing about her is like, so many times in a show or a movie, you'll get like the cute kid and they are not written like a real child. This is as real as you could get a child.
Like, I like that she says that he's a feelings doctor, is how she explains that he's a therapist.
It's very good. I like the I like that briefly when her little so one of her little classmates has a crush on her dad, and so she and her little and briefly she goes along with her friend's plans because she's like, actually having a kid for a mom would actually be pretty cool. And I'm like, yeah, that's kid logic. It's like, actually, I would love a kid for a mom. And it's very cute. Like, all the kids act like kids. Like, even the her little classmate who has a crush on her dad is like, has the most unrealistic expectations because she only watches like soap operas. It's so fucking cute. These adorable little idiots.
Oh, super cute.
But
I kind of like Chainsaw Man for the same reason. The protagonist is just
a fucking idiot. Yeah,
such a 16-year-old. We do love a dipshit. I love a diversity. I said it once and I say it again. I love a diversity of dipshits. You will not get me hooked on something faster than having that.
Oh, yeah. Denji and Power in their, like, stupid Operation Super Smart outfits. Glasses is, oh my god, one of the funniest moments in that manga.
I'm so glad it has continued to be that in the manga.
I like when in one of the newer chapters, someone tells Denji they want to kill you, and he goes, "But why? I'm a good boy."
It's like,
on the same note, I love Asa, the new protagonist, and how she's a different flavor of dipshit, which is so fun. Like, her whole thing.
I love her date with Denji at the aquarium.
So, like, her just giant monologue about starfish.
This is how you're gonna reel them in. Starfish facts. And just her absolute shock that it didn't work. That's my favorite part. Like, I don't understand. It was a perfect plan.
Yeah.
I was gonna info dump on you about fish. How did it not work? God, I love it so goddamn much.
Oh,
I like that Denji kidnapped a penguin when all
Well,
that
he
was going
tried
on.
to. He tried
he
to.
tried to, but
Yeah.
also like,
They
he
took
did
it
save
away.
the penguin. He saved the penguin. He was gonna take it home, but you know.
Yeah. I like the panel where they're walking it back and he's just like, no, my penguin.
Oh, he had such high hopes, such wonderful dreams.
Oh, and I love the conversation between I forget their new names, but the child version of the control demon and I think famine.
Oh
Uh
God, yeah.
when they're
Yeah.
just like, yeah, but demons are gonna take over. Like, what's wrong with that? If there's demons take over, they're gonna get rid of human stuff like pizza, and it's like, not pizza and tea. I don't remember the exact.
Not a
quote.
world without pizza.
It's like no. It's like I love these fucking assholes. It's like yes, the human world is worth saving. They made pizza. And I love how like genuinely like this is like not one of my favorite things is like comedy beats kind of have the same weight as the serious stuff too.
Yeah. The pizza line reminded me of there's a manga I was given as a joke, and then I was like, oh no, I sincerely love this. It is a manga called That Wolf Boy Is Mine. And basically, the main character girl learns that all the hot popular boys in her school are secretly animals that have magically taken the form as humans. And she was like, why would you do that? And he goes, so we can buy junk food and play video games.
God.
It's true. I mean, that's the best answer. It's like that would have solved so many problems in other fiction where it's like, why does this person want to be a dumb human? And it's like, look, there are benefits to being a dumb human.
Yeah.
You can go in the Walmart and no one even notices you're there. When you're standing in line for the midnight release of the new Nintendo game, you're just part of the crowd.
But yeah, the main popular boy is obviously a wolf boy.
Of course.
But his buddy / rival is a kitsune, and then their other friend is a tanuki, and
all the fluffy
it goes on
ones.
from there. Yeah, they're all fluffy.
All the hot boys have got to be fluffy.
A kitsune boy, I feel like that's such a rarity.
Yeah, it kind of is.
It's like usually they're like, you know,
at least in modern stuff.
Yeah, are kitsune like, I don't know what like the historical like
so traditionally they're usually ladies.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I feel like it depends on the show, because I have as someone who wants to watch all the supernatural things, there's stuff like Kurama and Yu Yu Hakusho's a kitsune, and then you get there, I think it's called Spirit World Bed and Breakfast, is about a girl who's like basically running a B&B for mythical creatures. And her sort of assistant / sidekick is a kitsune boy. But they do make the point that since kitsunes are shapeshifters, he does have a lady form. He just prefers to be a he.
Why is my Discord name A ...
Discord just gave people new usernames. They're slowly rolling them out. You get to pick one.
I did already. I picked my name.
Hmm.
Are they making me pick it again?
I don't know.
Why is my name A ...
I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of people are now their first initial ...
What?
Yeah,
a friend messaged me, so I looked over real quick, like, wait, why are we ... What happened? I picked my name already, Discord.
I don't know. But yeah, so I feel like I see boy kitsunes
Oh,
more
it's
in
probably
shoujo.
streamer mode. Oh. Let me disable it. Yeah, okay, never mind. It's streamer mode.
Oh, it's to hide your username
Okay,
um
all right.
Oh,
from the
like
public.
people from like messaging you out of the blue.
I guess. I don't know. I guess it's if it pops up during your stream, but I have 3 monitors, baby. That's not a problem for me. Discord
Um
stays in the Cintiq prison.
I also there's also a boy kitsune in I forget the name of it, but there's a private detective who's a tanuki and the main character's his assistant. And they're
Yeah,
like
recently?
rival agency is a kitsune lady who basically has other kitsune underlings, and there are multiple, like the
Oh,
dumbest girl in the world is a
Oh, I know the
kitsune,
show
but
you're
then
talking
there's
about. It's one I've been
what?
yeah,
meaning to
but there's
watch.
also a kitsune boy who is like the villain's more competent sidekick.
Wait,
Yeah,
so
Um,
what's this called?
what's this one called? Oh shit.
Oh,
um,
very cute.
it begins with a K. There's also a spider kid in there, and there's uh,
Kimono, kimono something, because I know kimono is the word for
yeah,
like the animal people.
Oh yeah.
Kimono Jihen.
yeah,
That was on my list of things to watch on my bike.
Oh, I have never heard of
yeah.
this. This is cute.
Yeah, one of the reasons was
Um,
because again, it's weird the things that people that tell you about a show that sell you on the show. And for this one, it was someone being like, "Oh yeah, the main character's like adversary has a dipshit sidekick." I'm like, "Give me the dipshit. Give
who's
me
a girl?
Yeah.
Specifically, it's a dipshit trash
Yes.
girl.
Give me the dipshit
She's
trash
right up
girls."
there. If she was smarter, she would be comparable to Inuyasha and Kagome's daughter,
Yeah.
Amanda.
Excellent. Excellent.
Oh man, which like I have not seen that
We
show.
haven't finished it.
I just
Yeah.
really like those designs.
They're
Like I
good
haven't
designs.
watched any of it, but like yeah, that's a good design. Like yeah, that is what their kids would look like.
I love that Shishomer just abandoned his daughters in the middle of the woods.
Yeah, even though we didn't finish it, I did go back to at least look up how they ended. Yeah, no, he just like said bye, peace.
he just ditched them.
He just ditched them in the woods.
Yeah.
Amazing.
God, do you think that they'll ever revisit Rama half the way that they revisited like Lum
mean,
or
I don't know.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. I mean, I feel like a quote unquote reboot is probably on the wings.
I suppose. I mean, like, obviously there is a lot that you could do with it now, and Rama definitely has like a special place in my heart as a trans femme who read that comic, you know, endlessly at the library for some reason.
For reasons unknown.
I just think it's neat. But yeah, I'm also excited to see like, you know, all of the people who could like be inspired by that running off and doing their own thing. I also just love goofy martial arts comedy.
Oh yeah.
Like it's always been like in my wheelhouse.
Oh, it's not specifically that, but another recent anime I actually watched on my bike was Tomo-chan is a Girl, which it's another show that again is look at this variety of dipshits, look at this spread, look at these dumbasses.
My personal favorite anime about complete dumbasses right now is Reincarnated as a Fantasy Knockout. Where the plot is a dude who is our age gets rejected repeatedly at a singles mixer and then drunkenly says, "I wish I was a hot girl because then everyone would want to date me." So then he's isekai'd and his wish is granted. He is now a hot girl that everyone wants to date.
Oh no!
And his best friend got isekai'd with him and cusses out the goddess that isekai'd them. So she curses them to be attracted to each other. And if they want to go back to the real world, they have to defeat the demon lord or whatever. So it's basically defeat the demon lord before their bromance turns into a romance. Um, and then you find out that there were 12 goddesses in this world, and each of them isekai'd a hero, and this whole defeat the demon lord thing is like a contest between the goddesses of whose hero can defeat the demon lord. And the first one they run into is the hero who is for the goddess of night, and he is like the biggest edgelord teen. Like, he's just got like, he looks like OC Do Not Steal coolest middle schooler OC character.
So are any of the other characters, like, is there any other gender bending going on with this? Or,
yes,
like,
one of the other heroes is a lesbian who, her dying wish is she wanted a body that could sweep her crush off her feet. She didn't realize her crush was straight, so now she is the prettiest anime boy. And she has decided to role play basically Tamaki from Ouran Host Club.
It's very, if this is the law I've been given, well,
yeah,
incredible.
We are gonna do it. We're gonna go ham.
Yeah. So she's excellent. Because she's just a dumbass teen in a different way.
So what's this one called again? Because this sounds like one I might want to
Reincarnated
watch.
as a fantasy knockout.
Have y'all seen Tomo-chan is a Girl?
I haven't heard of this. No, this looks really cute though. I was looking it up.
So the concept is two best friends, one's a chick, one's a dude. The chick is just very, very, very boyish, like the quintessential tomboy. Super tall, super strong, very abrasive. The girls at the school call her the lady killer, because like it is impossible for girls to not get a crush on her. She's just great, but she's also a dumbass. So is her best friend, her boy best friend, who is also a dumbass. And basically, she confesses to him that, like, hey, I love you, romantically. And he's just like, yes, isn't it great that we're bros? And she's like, because, like, he cannot see her as a chick, and he only sees her as one of the dudes. To the point that he didn't know she was a girl till they entered middle school. Because they were, like, childhood friends, and he just assumed she was a dude as children. But, I mean, it does turn out he's... Again, slight spoilers, but it's a comedy. Spoilers are fine. The best guy friend is also kind of faking it. Like, he is attracted to her, but he's just so anxious that becoming a couple will change their dynamic. He's playing stupid.
Interesting.
So all of his, aren't we dudes being dudes? Ha ha ha, is actually him, like, coping. Like, because he's into her, but his fear is that if they do become a couple,
he doesn't want to ruin the friendship.
Yeah, he wants to date her, but also still be bros. He's like, I don't want our dynamic to change, but also, I mean, obviously, we are adults. We understand it doesn't have to change. They don't know that. They're stupid teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
Also, their best friends are idiots in special ways.
What is? I'm gonna briefly gush about Fantasy Knockout some more.
Okay.
What's great is it's made by a husband and wife team, the manga. And someone asked them if the book, if in their heads, is the book a boys' love manga or is it a trans romance? And the author said, I don't care about labels. I just care that you think it's hot.
I mean, fair.
Yeah, they're like, as long as you think it's hot, like, that's the end goal.
You know what? I'll take that over, what is it? Do you love your mother's multi-hit attack?
Why? Why must we share the same world? Yeah, I got a preview of that one, and I was like, okay. No, thank you.
Yeah, a friend of
Um,
mine was they were helping edit some isekai book, and just it is remarkable how many of those are just like honestly just kind of reprehensible. Like I don't understand
yeah,
how these get
they're all, a
published.
lot of them are an excuse for the author to just put in like the shittiest horny shit,
it,
like, but like excuse reprehensible things.
it from
Uh, the the hot new trend in isekai is to have an underage slave girl for the protagonist.
The series had that too, and like why?
That's that's the thing now.
I will say
Be,
what's
God, that's
interesting about isekai.
horrible.
Isekai seems like an excuse for whatever creator is to like indulge in their very specific interest. So for some, you get the this is my way to make it to where this person can have a child slave girlfriend. But then you on the opposite side, you have I get to talk about making soap for 5 chapters.
Like that I'm into. Or like what was it? There's the isekai that's like a pro wrestler who
Yeah.
decides to open a pet shop. Like that rules.
I've been meaning
I
that's
did
one.
not like. I bounced off that one because the way he talks about animals made me uncomfortable. I was like, "That's, I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean,
This is crossing a line."
As far as like premises go, like
Yeah, the premise, like, I watched it because I was like, "That premise sounds fun," but then the execution, I was like, "Oh, I don't like
The one I've
this."
been editing for 7 Seas, it's one I
You
think
mean rewriting?
rewriting. Yeah, sorry, I'm getting my wires crossed. Rewriting.
Cause I'm the editor now.
Yeah, I know.
know.
No, I'm just getting my words mixed up because you have no idea how fucking like muddled my words
Yeah.
got at ALA when people are like, well, what do you do? And I was like, like 1,000 things. And also, I'm an artist and writer. It was a like everything.
The yeah, the one that I'm editing, Amanda's rewriting, is called "Let's Buy and Cultivate Land in Another World."
Yep, that one's fun because
It's about
like
farms.
it's a guy who just wants to live a simple life and farm, and he's literally solving all of the world's problems with farming and cooking. He is bringing people together because they've never had baked bread before.
oh damn.
He has won
So-
the alliance of several eldritch gods.
Another thing I'm
Greek
editing for
gods.
another isekai that I'm editing for 7 Seas that is fucking adorable is the Demon King's Housekeeper, which is about a girl who's obsessed with cleaning, and then she gets isekai'd and ends up in a demon kingdom where they have been cursed, so their cleaning magic does not work anymore. And because they have been relying on magic to clean stuff, they don't know how to clean. So the whole manga is actually instructions on how to make your own like dish detergent, like soap,
and hopefully not mustard gas.
Yeah, like how to get rid of lime deposits on like or water stains. Like the newest chapter that the newest volume I was just editing is going over dealing with mold, what you can and can't clean with bleach, like
Oh, I love this kind of stuff. That is
it's fucking adorable. So I would recommend checking it out.
Where are these farting
it's
hearts coming from? Sorry, I'm looking at
what?
I'm looking at our chat room and there's farting hearts in the corner and I don't know why.
I don't know what that is. Is like someone
that's when people react on YouTube, it like can make the hearts float up.
Interesting.
Okay. Got it.
Weird.
So there's a comic that I've been reading since someone in another Discord recommended. I've really enjoyed, kind of in a similar vein. That's called the Hero, the Dragon, and the Courier,
Ooh.
which is like a medieval historian nerd's take on Dragon Quest. Like taking the kind of like tropey fantasy RPG world and then applying it through the lens of like actual medieval history, such that like the main character is this half-elf girl who is part of this like fledgling courier service that is like trying to establish itself like in a kingdom that's like god like magic and wizards and other things, but it's like all the disputes are like the first chapter is about like a land dispute with this wizard because he just hasn't like filed his paperwork with like the local offices.
Good.
But it's just a lot of fun, charming stuff like that.
Oh, I see. There's like emoji things you can click. Sorry, I got distracted.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
But it's very much the vibe of like I just want to talk about like I want to talk about chainmail, or I want to talk about like how like medieval people would have stored foods cold before refrigerators were a thing.
I just saw a thing that online where someone dropped off a box of kittens on a donation box. Like,
oh,
those poor babies.
Poor kitties. I'm gonna retweet it so we can spread the word to get these kitties homes.
Is this in Portland?
No, this is nowhere near any of us, so all we can do is retweet it. I mean, we cannot rescue these kitties ourselves.
No, we should not. My partner's cat Bacon is very much a solo cat. He will simply eat any other animal that enters the house.
Understandable. My mother used to have cats who hated me, so I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Kel knows.
Fable, who works on the Lackadaisy animation, showed me her cat that doesn't have a nose.
The one that they're fostering?
Yes.
Yeah, bless their little kitty heart.
Oh.
All right, so I'm at a strange point where I'm starting to sweat, but I can't turn my AC on because it'll mess up the audio.
Oh no.
Hell.
Do you need like a cold rag or something?
I might get peas out of the freezer and just hug them. I'll be right back.
There's so many isekais.
Too many of them, frankly.
Too many, yeah. But yeah, Demon King's Housekeeper is very cute. If you want to check it out.
Hell yeah. What have I been reading otherwise? Actually, I've been watching
Unfortunate news, Ravioli has melted.
No, Ravioli!
She's in a puddle on the floor.
Oh, poor baby.
To be fair, she looks very comfortable. I think she's enjoying this.
As long as she's okay. Bacon has been very happily snoozing on like a bed nearby. He's safely in the basement. He's not going to melt anytime soon.
The rats, however, are not happy. Rats do not like being warm. Also, I didn't have frozen peas, but I have riced cauliflower, and that's what I'm hugging.
Hey, there we go. Oh, but I was saying before you got back that I've been watching Full Metal Alchemist for the first time this year.
Oh, neat. Which one?
Are you watching Brotherhood or the other one?
Both. I finished 2003 earlier this year. I took a couple months off, and now I am like halfway through Brotherhood. So we are well past like the divergence point and well into the I don't know what to expect anymore, because this is all stuff that I have been completely blindsided by. It's very fun, but I'm like, oh my god.
The rad shit. Have you gotten to Armstrong's sister?
No, not yet. It is.
She's great.
I've heard that her. Yeah, I've heard she's great in Brotherhood. I loved the Armstrong sister that was in 2003. I understand that they were completely different characters, but I assume that I will love both of them equally.
And
yeah, I mean, I guess spoilers, but like, yeah, I was not expecting anything with like Envy's new form or like really any of the directions that the plot has been going. I have like some wild theories, and Shay has been like hearing me talk about it, like covering up their mouth just to like like giving any.
I love Full Metal Alchemist. It's great.
I saw the original. I've yet to see the first one, but I've yet to see Brotherhood.
So you don't know the real plot.
No, well, I mean the other plot.
Yeah, I mean, 2003 has like I think it's solid as its own story, but yeah, like I'm very intrigued about.
I don't like they were all Nazis all along.
I'm just saying, I don't think
like,
that makes it the fake one. It's just the different one.
One is based off the manga,
yeah,
and one isn't. Sure. Yeah. What's fun about the manga is at the end of every volume, any characters that died, the author does a little cartoon of them with angel wings going to heaven, except for one character. Can you guess who the one character that burns in hell is?
Is this a... Okay, I'm going to ask because unfortunately I also don't want to be spoiled on which characters.
It's early, so you already know this character.
Okay.
I have no idea because I watched this in the Adult Swim days, so or the Toonami.
Yeah.
No.
So
okay. Is this God? What is it? Is it It's not Lust, is it?
No.
Lust is. I remember Lust being sympathetic.
Yeah, I was like,
she is sympathetic in the version that you saw.
She is different and interesting but she's got a different arc. Yeah, so many of the characters are very different.
Interesting.
Like,
okay.
The way that Mustang acts in 2003 and Brotherhood, they are almost completely different characters.
Whoa, okay.
Like the development of like certain characters is completely different.
I should probably just read the manga instead.
Yeah, you should just read the manga. So, BREE, the only character that the author has burned in hell is the guy that mushed his dog and daughter together.
Oh, well, okay, all right.
Of course.
That's why I was like, it's not a spoiler. It happens very early on. But, all the other characters, when they die, get to go to heaven. But he goes to hell because...
I mean, yeah, why wouldn't he? Because fuck him.
He killed a tiny child and a dog. He goes to hell.
Them together again in the worst way possible.
I mean, it's kind of death. Death of ego at minimum.
It's death and worse, I would say, because
you died. Welcome to your weird personal purgatory.
Like, yeah, you should just go to an exit.
What I also really like is someone took a screenshot of when his glasses do the bad guy glare thing, and he's explaining his motivations to Ed and Al, and someone took that screenshot and put the caption underneath, "I'm Griffin McElroy, welcome to Monster Factory."
God damn it.
Okay,
that poor man was cursed with his appearance that could be applied to like so many characters. He has two distinct brothers, very distinct brothers.
Mm-hmm.
But he himself has 1,000 doppelgangers.
That actually did blindside me. When I was watching 2003, even because I knew about I knew about the kid. I knew about God, why am I already blanking on her name? The one who gets turned into a chimera. What is her name?
I don't remember.
I don't know the kid's name. I just know that she's a dog now.
Right. So I knew about that. I did not know about Maze Hughes dying.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that. I had seen screen caps of like Mustang at the funeral being like, "Oh, it's a terrible day for rain." It's like, what are you talking about? There's no cloud in the sky. And I was like, oh, that's a really cool screen cap. I don't know who he's mourning. And so, like, the moment in 2003 where I realized, oh, Nina, yes, Nina is the kid's name. But yeah, so I knew about Nina because that's every goddamn anime convention. There's always somebody dressed as her or has some fan merch of her with the dog. You know, that's like old news.
Yeah.
That's been memed to death.
Completely struck me out of nowhere. Like,
And I think
was
it people keep it on the down low because they don't want you to know going in, like, because the girl and the dog happens so early that, like, you can still get a lot out of the show if that part's spoiled for you, like.
I mean,
But
you say that, but also, like, you know, the anime's been out for a long time, and I
yeah,
still never ran into any memes about Maze Hugh's death.
Honestly, I
Like,
think it might be because, like, to this day, people are still sad about it.
I mean,
yeah.
they should be. It's a very sad death.
It's interesting.
But people also
What?
do like goofy memes as a way of coping with sad character deaths all the damn time.
Yeah. But yeah. I what's really neat is when you go back in Brotherhood and in the manga, to right before he gets killed, you realize that he figured out the whole plot.
3 as well. Like,
Well,
that's the reason he got
in
right?
3, because the plot is different, they can't set it up as much. Like, and I can't tell you anymore without spoiling it. But there's basically, like, because you see him look at a map and realize something, and that becomes like a revelation later. Like, you get to realize what he figured out.
Cool.
In a way that they couldn't do in the early one, because since they didn't have the ending, they didn't know what they were building towards.
So yeah,
And
that's my,
yeah, one of the cool things about Fullmetal Alchemist is the author came up with the ending first, and the whole series is just, how do we get to this ending?
you know, I respect the hell out of any author that knows where they're going, because God knows that took me forever to figure out.
I
Like,
refuse to
can't
start on
imagine doing
something
that,
till I know that.
like, a weekly
Yeah.
comic. Like, I needed to have the entire book laid out to really understand what I was doing. And, like, you know, the broad strokes are there, but, like, I feel like so much changes between drafts.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't know how any manga artist does that.
I know that for Starry Night, I kind of got most of the end first and have been working backwards from that till I'm happy. With Porima, that's also the same. I kind of knew where I wanted to go, and I've been working backwards from that. Yeah, I think most of my ideas I figure, except for Love Me Nice and one other. But Love Me Nice was also my first comic and a web comic, and that was when I was kind of like, oh yeah, this can go on forever. Oops. Mistake.
Yeah, it's not that I didn't have any, like, idea of where Hex was oh, there's Ripperoni. I just saw the thing. But it's not that I didn't know where I wanted Hex Americana to go, but, like, I kind of, what I did was I ran through the story in essentially like a thumbnail storyboard version with, like, dialogue and everything, but I did that, like, ended up doing basically like 2 or 3 versions of that. Like, it was almost more like a dress rehearsal where I basically did, like, the entire book, like, 2, maybe 3 times, and changing, like, plot points and dialogue and character things, like, kind of on the fly for myself, and then kind of just juggling that in my head until I had something that, like, felt more satisfactory. And that was, honestly, that was a solid, like, year and a half process. like in between other freelance, of course. But like I didn't actually start the final pencils for the book until like the end of 2019, 2018.
Bree, what do you think of the character Ling in Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood?
Uh, he is very fascinating. I did get to a big kind of pivotal moment in the episode last night. He went through some changes, so I'm very interested to see where that goes.
He is my favorite type of shithead.
I see.
Amanda likes a variety of dumbasses in stories. I like a variety of shitheads.
It's true. It's true.
And I like the little girl with the panda. I forget her name.
Oh, May. And the panda's name is Xiao Mei.
Yeah, I like that little panda.
It is very cute.
Have you read Silver Spoon?
I haven't. That's her comic about like a kid who like
farming. Yeah.
Like, farming. Yeah.
That's also a very good comic. And what I think's really funny is the main character's love interest is like the biggest horse girl, and to the point where like he's trying to help her get better grades, and the trick to having her do better in history is to tell her about all the general's horses. So she'll remember what horse is at, like when the battle took place, because she knows where the horse was.
Finally, some relatable content.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I guess I haven't really talked too much about this, but I actually used to ride horses. My sister, so I grew up in Kentucky, and as you might expect, a lot of people ride horses out there. My sister rode horses. She did a lot of dressage, like I don't know if she was doing 4-H or not, but she did a lot of that sort of thing, and she got into that. So of course I had to be like, oh well, I want to like do that too, or at least go to the ranch. I didn't like doing like the dressage, but I just like taking out on trails. I liked brushing the mane and like give them pets. Have either of you done horseback riding?
Not a proper horseback riding. I've been put on the back of the horse and just told to go nuts.
Yeah. I hate horses. I not just because they're hard to draw, but I do not think they are nice animals.
I'm very scared of them.
I have never felt more kinship with a director than when Guillermo del Toro on the commentary for Pan's Labyrinth goes on like a 5-minute rant about how much he hates horses. And I was like, this is my hashtag relatable content.
Horses are one of those things that's like, I joke that I hate them, but when I see photos of them and like people interacting with them, I'm like, oh, they seem nice, but deep down I'm extremely scared of them.
I mean, you should be.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's anything other than like these are like more so than other animals. I think like they are like unfathomable.
Yes.
Like not like anatomically, but like intellectually. Like I respect them and fear them in equal measure.
They're one of those animals I would only want to interact with if I like knew everything about horses. I don't want to be a horse noob around a horse, because it's like, I don't know the signs that say you're about to bite or kick me. I don't know the signs that say you're happy. And you are a flighty prey animal that can kill. So no thank you. It's like,
maybe that's what I need to do, is I need to like come up with a book pitch that has horses in it. I'll just conquer all of the tough to draw subjects, like one after the other.
No, what you do, and you do the horse book, and then after that you do a book about horses driving cars.
Wow. I mean, I guess the real challenge would be to do a remake of Oh, what? Brain fart. I'm brain farting so hard.
Um,
The JoJo Bizarre Adventure one where they're
oh,
racing.
Steel Ball Run.
Steel Ball Run.
Steel Ball
Yes.
Run. That
Okay.
one. Do that.
Yeah.
Just
Do
do
Steel Ball
Steel
Run.
Ball Run.
But like are the horses turned into people and vice versa, or like
I don't know yet. We'll figure it out.
There we go. I mean, I got to do something with it because like I can't just do
Maybe the
Steel Ball
horses
Run.
are. I will say. I think they were carrots. The horses should have been pulling carts the whole time.
Oh, you think they shouldn't? They didn't consider logistics of like a
No,
cross
no.
country.
I just think that it
No,
would have been more interesting
it's
and
to
hard
make
to
it
draw.
even harder to draw. Like a horse interacting with a wheeled cart is even harder than a horse on its own. But I have been a guest on the podcast Warrock and HX multiple times, and the two hosts of that have both written comics but never drawn comics. So they understand that artists hate to draw horses and hate to draw cars. But don't know why. And on multiple episodes of War Rock and Ajax, I have explained to them why artists hate to draw specific things. So I did explain that horses walk on and run on their toenails.
Their middle fingers specifically.
They're specifically, yeah, their middle finger toenails and fingernails.
Always flipping you off.
And then the hard thing about cars is that they're almost a box, but not really.
I will say I've got
so
I
like
think for all that saying that I'm at a point now where I'm okay with cars. I'm chill with cars now.
yeah, I would rather draw a car than a horse.
I think my struggles with cars now is not drawing them, it's rendering them with a style that is that matches how I draw the characters, because different comics are cartoonier than others, and it's like no, I just learned how to draw a car and now I have to like draw it but slightly different. No.
I have little models of cars that I used to use while working on Sorcery 101. So like I can tell you the exact model of car that Danny and Brad drive in Sorcery 101 because I have models of those specific cars. And they're like, I think 1/18th scale models, but they're really detailed. Like even the hood opens up so I can see kind of what the engine looks like, even though they're not like specific parts.
See,
and
50% of the reason sorry.
What's funny is I bought Danny a Porsche because I knew that was an expensive car, and after getting the model, I didn't realize that Porsches have their engine in the back until I was opening up the little doors and hatches in the model. Like, I was like, oh.
Oh, you got like a little. I also love that you said you bought Danny a Porsche. Like you're like, oh yeah, my little shitty boy. I bought you a nice car. Happy birthday.
A nice car for my trash son. Here you go.
Yes.
But as far as like models go, like I don't know if I've talked to y'all about this specifically, but I actually did build all of my own cars for this. I had to just because because of like the pitch that I given, I was like, well, I can't just like use an actual car or like a real world car model because that's not going to like be as exciting. And so it became this thing of like, oh well, like I'll just teach myself Blender so that I can like actually model the car, especially because like the main car that the Ken and Dante drive, like a good chunk of the book is inside and outside. So like it's not enough to just have like a toy car or something. Like I needed to be able to have a camera that could go inside like the dashboard, and I mean, like you were saying, like that there's bits where the car gets torn in half. And like there was no way that I was going to be able to do that with like a physical model, but like a 3D model, like I could
there's ways.
Well, I could do it once.
I do crash Danny's Porsche into a tree at the end of Sorcery 101.
Did you crash the little Porsche?
So, no, I did not.
Yeah, missed opportunity.
I also 50% of why I also learned Blender was to do little models and stuff. Like for Starry Night, it's not I'm coming up with the pages where I draw it, but she has this it's like a hilt that can generate into different weapons, and I made up the dumbest design. Like I can never remember how this looks from different angles, so it's got a Blender model. Because it's like, why did I design it this way? I'm a
No, that's just the
fool.
way to do that kind of shit, you know? Like, I mean, honestly, for the longest time, I felt like I was cheating. And
No.
then when I went to, so when I did the mentorship at Helioscope was when like I showed up and they had like the big wall of like Nerf guns and swords on the wall and realized, oh yeah, people just take pictures with
Yeah.
those. Like, fine, you could just do
Well,
that.
think about all the like early Disney movies where they would have like these giant sculpted maquettes to reference.
I
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not just the maquettes. Like, even think about like the
Yeah, the
photos
the
that they
the,
did
the
for, like the
video.
40s. Yeah, where they like, and not even necessarily rotoscoping. Like, they're just like capturing like live action reference
Yep.
footage to then do completely original hand drawn animation based off of that. And
And
like, obviously, like that's a very common thing to do, like video reference. But like,
Oh,
even doing that in like the 40s, where like film was expensive,
yeah.
building like whole sets to like track everything. Like, I was
Uh,
like, yeah, why not do
Bree, have
that?
I showed you my little sculpted Purima head?
I don't know if you have, but I would love to see it
I'll
again.
try to dig it up. But
uh,
yeah, my little Purima character has a very odd shaped little rat head. So I have a sculpted version of it with grid lines on it that I use because
Oh,
I need to look at her weird little head. Actually, the easiest thing
uh,
would be a
I
new photo.
I linked the company that I got the little model cars from. Now I don't need them anymore because you can just download 3D models and look at those.
Kel would download a car.
mhm.
I would download a car.
And I did.
There's plenty.
uh, actually, so I don't know if I haven't posted these online yet, actually, but I also designed license plates for my cars.
Here, I'm taking a picture real quick of the little Purima head because I don't think I have my old pictures anymore.
Let's see.
Ignore the
So,
cauliflower in the background. Here, let me just grab some photos. The camera keeps wanting to focus on the cauliflower. Quit it. That's my cauliflower for hugging. Because it's hot. Alright, I'll post them in the Discord for a second. In just a moment. Let me browse. I want y'all to know there's an event in Warframe I'm missing for this.
oh damn! Thank you for your sacrifice.
I thank you for appreciating what I do.
God, I haven't touched Warframe in ages, and I'm kind of
Yeah.
These are very good.
Okay, let me go look. Ah, yeah, cute. Those are cute.
oh yeah, I love the little head. Oh, that's so cute. And I noticed the what is that in the center between the eyes?
She's got like freckle dots.
Oh, okay, so you've
I
got
just
those.
drew them on. Yeah, I drew on here. I'll post it. So that
Awesome.
people know what I'm talking about. I will copy the image or save it. I don't know how things work. I'm me tired. And I'll share it with the class.
Please do.
Someone asked, "Where's the circus music?"
There's circus music?
I don't know. Maybe they're
There-
thinking about my live streams. My live streams have circus music. This is the YouTube for Iron Circus, so there's no circus music. If that's what you're referencing.
Oh, well, that's confusing. Why doesn't Iron Circus have circus music?
Because this is, I don't know. Because it's YouTube, and my stuff is set up through Twitch.
I see.
And I've just never done it because I assumed Spike wouldn't like it. But yeah, okay,
I
so
mean-
whenever someone follows me or does something, interacts with my Twitch, I have this horrible crushed MIDI of the March of the Gladiators or whatever it's called.
Oh, they're like da, 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 da,
Yes,
da,
it's
da.
horrible and it scares the shit out of me every time. So people who follow me on Twitch love to do it because it makes me yell because I keep forgetting about it.
Oh my god. I mean, I think that is the kind of thing that you can just ask for forgiveness, not permission. Just see what happens.
Okay, here, now I'm going to transition the
Like,
screen so people can see my little Purima head. and then I will remove it. There, gaze upon it, and now it is gone. They can also see the cauliflower, the bag of cauliflower I've been hugging. Is hot.
Oh, right. Oh, God, yeah.
It's warm.
This is Danny's car. Apparently, they're getting sold on eBay for like $60. I should sell these.
Sell your little car.
Yeah, I don't need to draw it anymore. It's free, and Sorcery 101's over. And Danny can't afford a new Porsche, so even if it wasn't over.
Just put like a little tiny Danny standee inside of the car.
Oh, don't tempt me. I would do it. I would make Cal a tiny Danny. See, that's the problem. Is like, again, this is probably my undiagnosed ADHD that I'm finally have my psychiatry appointment in 10 days. But
hey, exciting.
I'm 99% sure after weighing all the evidence, past and present, that I have ADHD, and like. If any of you walked up and asked me, would you make me a little tiny sculpture of my characters? I would drop everything I was doing and do it. So please never do that, because I will do it. I have so much shit to do.
Also, I never have to draw cars again because City Between takes place in a world where everyone takes public transit.
So now you just have to draw buses.
No, they take the train.
See, okay, but isn't a train? I don't know. Do you think is a train?
I mean, you can make them a box.
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
have you seen a bullet train? They look just like little boxes.
Shove all your characters in a Pringles can.
Sure, yeah, basically.
I mean, I am a sicko who just likes designing vehicles now. So, I mean, honestly, if I'm thinking about like what inspired that originally, it actually goes back to Akira Toriyama's Sandland.
Oh.
I love in an interview, he was like, I really like designing vehicles, but I hate keeping them consistent. Which is why Dragon Ball starts with Bulma has a vehicle and then they crash it, and then Bulma has a new vehicle and then they crash it.
Oh God!
Tired of this one. Bye.
Yeah,
it's like I'm tired of this vehicle now. It will explode.
He's got the foreword in front of Sandland where he's like, I mean, he basically says something to the extent of like, "This comic was miserable, and I love."
The interview about. I remember the interview about it. That could be summed up as, "I tried to have fun once. It was awful."
I wonder if he would feel differently now that, like, like if somebody made him a nice little model of his car in Blender. I mean, he did Jaco, the Space Patrolman. That was like made entirely in Manga Studio.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah, he actually did the whole book is in Clip Studio, and like it looks nice. Like it's very obvious that it's digital, but like it's still drawn nicely. And like who knows?
I love every single interview with him where he tells you about where he doesn't feel like drawing stuff. Like every Dragon Ball Z fight starts with the villain decimating the landscape so he does not have to draw backgrounds. And then like the Super Saiyans all have blonde hair because it was taking too much time to fill in the black on Goku's hair. Like,
listen, you got to pick your battles, and I respect the hell out of that. I love that. Oh, speaking of Sandland, did you all see the video game that got announced?
What video game?
So there's a Sandland video game that just got announced. Bandai is publishing it. I don't know who the developer is. I think they did the recent One Piece RPG. But it's going to be like some kind of like open world exploration vehicle customization game.
Nice.
Perfect. I'm honestly, again, it's one of those things where like, for me, Akira Toriyama is all about like the vehicle designs, and it's shocking to me that there has been so few things that have capitalized on that. Like, I love his like little hovercrafts and bikes, his the house tank and that everybody lives in Sandland. I was like, I love all of those things.
Early Dragon Ball is actually a big influence for Prima, and like I do know like if I'm gonna do it right, I need to sit down and design vehicles, and I just haven't done it yet. Where it's like I gotta do it. You have to, Amanda. You gotta do it.
Listen, Amanda, I would love to brainstorm vehicles. Like, again, I am a sicko. I love this kind of
Well,
shit.
good to know. It's also one of the reasons why character like there are dinosaurs in the comic. Like, I've replaced all the characters are like mammals, like little anthro characters. Um, so there are no animal versions of them. Like, there's a cow furry, but there are no natural cows. They've all been replaced with archosaurs.
Oh, that okay. You know what? That is a really fun and clever way of getting around like the goofy
Yeah.
dilemma.
They don't
I think
have the dog person does not have a pet dog. He has a pet velociraptor.
that's awesome. And like, I mean, I've loved all of your like your fluffy
Oh,
dinos
bless
recently.
you.
Like, are you still playing that? God, what's the name of the dinosaur game
Oh,
you were
the
like doing?
Isle?
Yeah,
I
yeah, that thing.
was, but I kind of fell off because I'm kind of I can only play one game at a time person, and I've been playing Warframe.
Nice.
So sexy robots have supplanted dinosaur roleplay. Maybe for now, maybe I'll come back to the dino game, but for now, sexy kind of sort of robot people.
Some point, I would love to play more Warframe. It's just, yeah, I tried logging in once after I got this new computer set up, and it was like throwing a million like, here's a bunch of events and login things. Like,
Yeah.
no, I
Some of my
can't.
friends have asked, like, oh, should I play Warframe? And I'm like, I don't know. It is not new player friendly. If I didn't have friends to walk me through it, I would have given up and left. They like have a great tutorial. They run you through the little tutorial story. It's great. They run you through your little ship. You get all set up, and then it's like, all right, you're on your own. Bye. There's 200 different systems for you to explore. Bye. And I'm like, oh no.
God, it's not so much the systems. It's just like it's like logging into like a phone game, and it's like blasted with like 20 different quest lines that I can take on, and I
Yep.
am just paralyzed with choice.
Yeah,
Like,
I basically friends are like, play this one, do this and this and this before you do anything else, and you'll ease yourself into it. And now I'm at the point where I can play without them, and I'm just like on my own having a good time.
good. No, right now my obsession is Tears of the Kingdom, which
Yes,
funnily
yes.
enough, is like a million things that could like divert my attention, and I am just like, I'm just gonna keep wandering off in a direction and just meander.
Yeah, I've been thinking about getting it, or I have never even played the original. I've been thinking about it, but I'm like, I don't know. That seems like one of those games I never end up beating, and I just play a lot.
I mean, I know like one of my housemates has been doing basically that, and like he's having a really good time with it. Like, I mean, I don't think like
Huh.
beating games is like as important as like it
True.
like it has to be. Like, as long as you're having a good time with it,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
you're getting
absolutely the dipshit who will play like an RPG and do every quest but the main quest.
I mean, that's kind of
Um,
like these two games are kind of designed. You're like the way that the story is set up and this, delivered too. It's just like, oh yeah, we know you're gonna like divert everything until the last second. So just like keep your time, take your time, like just keep moving around.
Okay, that's good to know.
um, I've just been playing RimWorld. I have the modders for RimWorld that I like, Amanda. They
Did they finally do
made
it?
they haven't released their werewolf mod yet. I'm still waiting
I'm
for the
so
werewolves.
sorry.
Damn.
But what they did is they expanded their royalty mod. So now, like, if you try to align yourself with the royal family, like, rebels will show up and try to assassinate whoever has a noble title,
Oh, wow.
and or they'll try to blow up your base. Like, they'll sneak in and leave a bomb, and if you're not paying attention, like, and having someone disarm it by a certain time period, like, it will go off and blow up all your shit.
Oh my.
Or they'll sneak in and they'll like try to poison your food. Because I was just playing,
Not like you have to deal with food poisoning already in that game.
yeah, It
You know,
it's yeah, so it was like, because I was just like playing a game, and then it was like, so and so needs to be rescued, and I was like, what happened? And it's literally the caravan that came to sell us stuff. One person that was with the caravan just walked up to my person and stabbed them and then ran away. Like, um,
Were you saying something, Brie?
oh, just the like I've heard, I think I've heard you and maybe Spike also talk about RimWorld, but I don't
Yes.
actually know what it is.
it's a game where you manage a little colony, and they look like Lego people. Um, and there really is no end to the game. You just play until you're bored.
I mean, I guess getting off
And
planet is kind of a goal, but
yeah, like, but you don't ever have to do that. Like, you can just keep playing like forever.
yeah, just a little
Um,
colony management game with lots of random events.
um,
You have to manage all
and
your little
what?
people's moods and their hunger and their resources.
Yeah, right. The newest DLC just added like genetic engineering and kids in the game. So I have been trying to see um how big, like how many generations can I get with the people and the colony before like
It's
the
unsustainable.
game is unmanageable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of the things I wanted to do before I got distracted with other. Because again, I'm a one game at a time person.
And the problem with that in the past is on my old computer, once there was more than like 10 people in the colony, the frame rate just slowed to a crawl. Um, but now that I got my shiny new computer, I think I'm at like 20 people.
Hell yeah, live the dream.
Five of them are kids. About four of them are like kids that already grew up. I like the way kids work in the game.
I like that you can put them
And
to work.
yeah.
Good, you can have your
Look, every
child.
colony
Uh,
needs things being cleaned, and that's like the only thing kids do. So I'm like, oh god, children, clean
yeah,
everything.
the kids can't actually do anything except for clean. So you tell them to clean
So
shit.
as long as you have kids,
Sweep
you
the floor.
basically just have maids. That's great.
So the children do not yearn for the mines.
No,
Yeah.
they yearn for the janitorial
Uh,
closet.
it's as they get older, they can slowly do more things. So like when they're between 3 and 7, they can only clean. And when they're between 7 and 10, they can start to plant plants, but they can't harvest them. So they can help sow the seeds, but mom and dad have to harvest everything. And then after they're 10, they can start to help take care of the animals. Um, and so that's mainly what the kids are doing. But I have a mod where it lets you make books. So really I just have the kids read all the time, and by the time they're adults, they're like masters of everything. So,
This is unrelated to RimWorld, but can I be
yeah.
a little narcissist for a moment?
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
At ALA, it's because people always ask, "What do you do?" And I'll tell everybody what I do for Iron Circus, and then I followed up with, and also I am an artist and writer. And people are like, "Oh, what do you do?" I started keeping my Starry Night dummy on me, so I can just hand it to people. It's like the finished pages I have done already, and I've been so I was handing it to a lot of librarians, and like their reaction made me so hype. Like they were like so into it, and it made me like go yes, 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 yes. Like I don't know why specifically seeing librarians get excited was like yes, this is the energy I needed. Give me your enthusiasm.
No, I totally get it. Because, like, you know, a librarian, books are their entire job and passion. You know, like, nobody goes into being
Yeah.
a librarian for the money. And so, like, to see someone who is that passionate about books be that passionate about your book, that feels great.
Yeah, I was so tired but on cloud 9 every time like I'd hand it to a librarian. I was like, "Yes. Your opinion is the one that matters. Thank you."
Oh my god.
Oh, the other thing I'm trying to do in RimWorld is I have a mod that lets you make animal hybrids. So I am going to make a farm that's entirely wolf hybrids.
So this is how
Nice.
you're going to get your werewolves.
One way or another.
So right now we have a wolf cow and a wolf chicken and a wolf lizard. And I am working on wolf horses. And then either a wolf bear or a wolf cat will be next.
Excellent. We are approaching the 2-hour mark, and I am sweating.
Before we close up, I'm going to share what the wolf chickens look like.
Oh, God. I don't know if I'm prepared.
Hold on. I've worked long and hard on getting these wolf chickens. I had to kill a lot of regular chickens.
I wait with bated breath.
Yeah, hold on. I'm getting a
These fucked
picture.
up animals.
I found it.
Give it. Let me
There's
see the
two types
creatures.
of wolf chickens.
Okay. Okay, well, I mean, I don't know what I expected. Okay, you know what? Real quick, I'm gonna share it with the stream. Give me a fucking second. What the fuck, man?
Hell, I hate to say it, but I think you invented juggalos.
Congratulations, Kel. Oh my god. Here, let me make this bigger so everyone else can. What the fuck, man? There they are. I don't know what I was expecting.
I sure wasn't either. But like, yeah, one of those is like, all right, that sure is a chicken with like a wolf's head. But then the first one is like,
Yeah, that's a fucking clown.
that's a
That's a clown dog with the little clown makeup and the clown wig.
Well, no, he has a little chicken waddle thing.
No, sorry. I'm
but, like,
sorry.
he's still a clown first and foremost.
I'm sorry. That waddle is the bow tie. You made clown dogs. Congrats.
Every time I
Clown
watch.
dogs that lay eggs.
Oh God, Christ.
Yeah, little clown eggs. That's just how clowns work, you know?
Oh my
So
God.
Yeah, they come from eggs.
That's how I was taught.
That's why I needed to share them with you, because I knew that you would appreciate.
Yeah, that's true. Is it 4 drumsticks?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Fun.
4 clown sticks. Enjoy your clown. Your Thanksgiving clown.
All right. Then we can wrap it up. Bree, where can people find you?
In front of the AC. Bree, tell us.
Right, so you can find me, my work at BreeWolfStuff.com, BreeWolfStuff on Instagram, BreeWolfStuff on Twitter. All of those are good. Yeah, I think that covers everything.
I'm Kel. I make comics that you can read at kelmcdonald.com. I'm on all the stupid social medias, but there's too many to list off, so just follow links on my website.
Same. My link is in the description. It's my name, amandalafrene.com. You're right. Puzzle thing. Bree does rule. That links to my social medias. That's about it for now. We'll check y'all